What are some generalizations about entrepreneurs? Generalizations and stereotypes, where would we be without them? Well, one would think people understand what entrepreneurship is and what it entitles. Alas, people just see black and white. Allow me to draw an image for you on what entrepreneurship feels like. Imagine you have a house. Millennials imagine you have 1 by 1 meter box you call an apartment. Now that house need electricity and water. With electric and water companies providing you that, you have no worries whatsoever about that stuff. Just like a job, you get a salary and a team and support from IT, HR, finance, etc. You don't have to do everything on your own. When you are an entrepreneur, hey, you are basically a hellybelly who built his own trailer and live off the grid somewhere in the woods. So you have to set up your power generator and wire it and supply it with fuel, then make a water tank and get water from somewhere. Entrepreneurship means you are on your own, no salary, no HR, finance, and whatnot. You have to build all that with whatever you got. VCs and investors won't throw money at you just because you have an idea. They want to see something. And just like a hellybelly, you will get the same shitty judgmental treatment by society. To them, you are a jobless poor bum who amount to nothing. You will live like a college student on nothing but instant noodles with cancer flavor powder. That is until you make enough it starts to show. Then everyone suddenly will be supportive. You will grudge that and become a cynic, friendless, resentful, mean person who need therapy. You can't even rest when you have employees to shoulder the work, cause some will slack and some will cause all kinds of drama. It's pretty much a kindergarten. Now that your sorry excuse of a trailer is a full-fledged house. You have to deal with government taxes, fees and fines. Never ending, and you have to accommodate new laws every few months. Not to say they didn't annoy you when you were building your sorry excuse of a trailer, it just grow more annoying. Then when you have investors and VCs in, guess what, you have to knock down that pretty house you built and do it all over again, now on skyscraper scale. And you have no clue how. They assign help to you who will be more annoying than your conscience. Finally you have the skyscraper built, but it's not enough, you have to keep building more. Because investors want their shares value to grow. Yes, you will have a humongous house and private jet and fleet of cars. But you won't get to enjoy them much. 'Cause you still can't rely on your employees, and your company stock value depend on what you do. Not to mention you are old and your belly can't fit behind the Ferrari steering wheel. But then again, that's just few hellybellis entrepreneurs who get to make the skyscrapers. The rest are broke or still in trailer or a small house. The remaining in jail. Entrepreneurship is hard, shitty and annoying. It doesn't pay well for years. But why people do it? There are the myths and there are the realities. Myths: young, the average successful business founder is 45, reckless, those older founders are successful because they've learned to stop doing stupid things. Rich, most are balancing other jobs, at least to start with. Male, most of the founders I know personally are female. White, I know plenty of founders of color. American, Asian startups are now so big, they're setting up in the US. VC funded, yes, the funding tends to go to young, rich, white, reckless American males. Everyone else just spends less and funds it themselves. Realities: determined, you have to have a mixture of patience and sheer bloody-mindedness. Resilient, you have to get up after every fall. Strategic, you have to be able to see how every action impacts on every other, and be able to plan accordingly. Charming, you have to be able to start positive relationships quickly. Confident, you have to get up and speak to the crowd, even if you're frankly terrified. Multi-skilled, you have to be able to wear a lot of proverbial hats. So that means learning new things very quickly. Resourceful, you probably don't have funds at your disposal, so you have to make do with gaffer tape and a bit of old cardboard. Regardless of what you're attempting to do, they think different, using an entrepreneurial mindset. See opportunities others do not, willing to ask buyers what they need or what their problems are, and don't give up.